As we know, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. Breaking news. Fans in Milwaukee not happy about how he suddenly loves everyone and look how cool I am, the teammates and everything's great. I'm happy to be here. Well, Jack's American Pub in Milwaukee is pledging to cover customers' bar tab when Rodgers and the Jets lose this season. You must open your tab 15 minutes before kickoff. The promotion does not include food, and it only applies if Rodgers is playing and the Jets game does not coincide with the Packers game. There are 4 of those this year, so plenty of opportunities for patrons of this place in Milwaukee to get free drinks on days the Jets lose. That's fantastic.
Are you asking my reaction to this?
Yeah.
Honestly, I hadn't heard about this.
I just saw it today.
I'll tell you the word that leaps to mind is pathetic. It's pathetic.
And when you lose, I win.
It's pathetic.
Why? What do you mean? It's hilarious.
No, it's not hilarious. It's pathetic.
From the guy that doesn't want kids to have pizza, Rich Eisen.
It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's a pathetic, weak promotion.
Rich, can I ask you something? Would you feel the same way if he went to like the Lions or any team other than the Jets?
Yes.
You think that's weak?
Weak.
It's hilarious.
And pathetic.
Why? You have a person who left your team.
Rich,
of course, you're going to
after
a disappointing career.
Oh,
a disappointing career.
Disappointing.
One title. This guy's supposed to be amazing.
They all can't
one
win,
title.
Chris, they all can't win multiple titles.
Yeah.
They
Why?
all can't win multiple titles. They
Why?
can't. Some can't win one.
Not everybody's Terry Bradshaw,
when
bro.
you are praised and deemed a god, you're supposed to win more than one.
I mean, honestly, this guy, they all water ski behind yachts in New England. We're back here on the radio show, and we just brought something up on the TV side of things, is that there's an establishment in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, that is, if you open your tab 15 minutes before the Jets play a game, and the Jets wind up losing, your tab is covered.
Your drinks are covered.
Drinks are
on
the house, on the arm.
Drinks are on the house.
If the Jets lose.
Correct.
So come to this establishment when the Jets play. And and let's all root against Rodgers.
Correct.
Okay. And I call that pathetic and weak.
It's a great idea.
And it's pathetic and weak, as if Rodgers did not give the Packers fans a thrill of a lifetime for 2 friggin' decades. And you're like, he's only won one. It's a disappointing career. You come with me to the Hall of Fame next summer and tell that to Dan Marino's face. You are a disappointment. You are a god. You walk on water in Miami.
Fans. Ask the fans. They're the ones that matter.
Miami fans think Marino is a god for good reason. And San Diego fans, I'm sure, think the same way about Fouts. Not everybody can root for a team that wins 6 of them and has a quarterback that wins multiple of them. There are now there are some that do, and you can put.
Then I never want to hear a Rodgers GOAT conversation ever again.
Why?
What do you mean?
Why?
The dude barely gets in the club. If we're talking about the levels of the Hall of Fame, where's Rodgers?
Ooh.
Like Dion wants multiple levels.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
No, and so to me, if you have a Hall of Fame worthy career, you deserve to be in the Hall. I would push back on Dion by saying that there deserves to be tiers in there. But come on,
you don't think Packers fans think Rodgers' career is a disappointment?
Let me ask you this question.
You answered mine first.
Packers fans would think that Rodgers' career was a disappointment. If they do, then they deserve to have Jordan Love flop on him. Because you can't like, I understand they're disappointed in they thought they could have had more. I totally agree with you. There were times where he missed receivers in the playoffs. I'm not saying he's perfect.
Okay.
But what I'm saying
That's all I'm asking.
So for now you to turn around, okay.
It's a fun bar promotion.
But let me ask you this question. I don't find it fun. I find it pathetic. Hold on a second. Let me ask you this question. Let's look at the receipts for this bar on nights that the Green Bay Packers were playing under Aaron Rodgers. Do you think Aaron Rodgers made this bar more money than, say, let's say the bar was around for 40 years? Because, again, Packers fans, they're almost as spoiled as you. All right? They're almost as spoiled as you.
I mean, they're 2 gods, won 2 rings. Less than a third of what Brady won.
I understand that. And Hoskins is asking me to ask you, and I'll ask it, but I don't agree with the premise. is what if they did this in New England for Brady?
It would be. I'd find it funny.
Oh my God!
Because it's funny.
The thing, I agree with you, right? It is funny, but
you
I don't
break?
agree with you in the sense that it's not
Come
one-on-one
on.
basketball. This is a team sport. So I always hate the quarterback one-loss thing. I hate the fact that, you only won one. Well, Brady won 6. But, if Malcolm Butler wasn't born, does Brady have 6? No. If Pete Carroll runs the football, does Brady have 6? No. If Adam Vinatieri isn't alive, do the Patriots have 6? No. So you can't say Tom Brady solely on his own or any quarterback solely on their own won these Super Bowls. I know we hold them to this level and say this is a quarter, but no, that's not how this team game works.
And I agree with you, but Brady.
It is funny, by the way. I'm pointing that
It's definitely funny.
But Brady, made everyone better, including his coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
Brady,
in that
Brady
regard,
never played with
the halo
Devontae
effect-
Adams?
Again,
Brady
let me
didn't
just.
make the guys better in the first 3
I
Super
know we're
Bowls,
going
though.
to field, but just look at what Messi's doing for Inter Miami. Honestly, there's a halo effect where suddenly a team that was not winning, they were the worst team in the MLS, right?
Yeah, we're the worst
Now,
team in the
now they're
MLS.
like bicycle kicking it around like it's a Ted Lasso script. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's setting up 5 touches for a goal for Messi against the Red Bull.
It's awesome.
Also,
Squad.
by saying just
But hold on a minute. Just do I see humor in it? Of course I see the humor in it. Is this life or death? Of course it's not life or
It's
death.
Tom Petty scale. It's funny.
I find it pathetic. Like as if Rodgers did nothing and deserves scorn, like the Packers didn't have anything to do with the end of this relationship. Honestly, there's their team at home had nothing to do with it. Didn't draft a receiver for Rodgers forever. Then in the middle of a pandemic, he goes and he's sitting there a few fingers into a drink of bourbon and he finds out Jordan Love's now acquired by a guy that he doesn't trust. So what I'm just saying, let's just chill out on making him the ultimate villain. Come on out and you get your bar tab. Now let me get into the personal. Come on. We've been getting our ass kicked since Lombardi's. Honestly, just let me put it in perspective, rooting against the Jets for you folks. The Jets have not been to the Super Bowl, let alone won one, until after the Jets broke up Bart Starr and Lombardi's streak of 2 in a row to start this whole thing off. So can you cut us a little slack and pour another round instead of pouring one out with your BS, total fabricated hatred of Aaron Rodgers? I totally get that Packers fans got sick of Rodgers at the end. I totally
But
understand
you don't
why.
think they're watching Hard Knocks being like, dude,
In the same way,
where was this the last few years?
in the same way, Patriot fans definitely were watching Brady giving tips to players in practice in Tampa. Suddenly he's Mr. Chips.
Oh, and Mr. Personality,
I know, I
telling
get it.
jokes, social media.
I know.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But that was Brady breaking free of the
Belichick too.
Big Bill.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
not
but
every.
come on.
So, and I totally understand that Packers fans, some of them want to see Rodgers flop, but that give free drinks. Favre was the one. Favre was the one who was messing with things when leaving.
Oh, and then he went to play for the Vikings.
Favre was the one who was grinding axes before leaving and then went to the Jets to grind the biggest axe in your own division. And Rodgers is just hey, you didn't FaceTime me. I'll create whatever I need to create in my own head to make me happy, and I'm going somewhere else.
But
and you've got Jordan Love.
A lot of Pats fans became kind of quasi-Bucks fans.
Yep.
Because of Brady. Do you think the same's happening for Green Bay fans? Kind of rooting for the Jets
I don't
a little
know.
bit?
I'd like to hear from a Packers fan. I want to hear from you.
Because I don't think so.
Lacrosse, I want to hear from you. I don't want to speak for them. Yeah. I know one, Murph, and he's not allowed to call in here.
Free
He's been
Murph,
banned.
man.
Free Murph is not going to be hashtag Free Murph.
Yeah.
He's
If
not
Pete
allowed
Rose's
to
ban
call
gets lifted, Murph's ban got
He
lifted.
called in and cursed. And the guy never curses around the poker table ever.
Maybe he was
And he
nervous.
cursed when coming on here. He's nervous.
Free Murph, you know that.
He is happy to see Rodgers go. But he also wouldn't go to a bar and yeah, man, let's root against the Jets. He probably wants to root against the Jets to see me unhappy because he's miserable about Jim Harbaugh in Wisconsin.
I just think it's
So honestly, I don't know how to answer that question. But don't forget Favre retired and then came back after they turned it over. Like, we should have Mike McCarthy in here to like, hey, Mike, let's walk through this. So he said he's out. And then after you turn things over to Rodgers, he says, I'm back. Like, this would be like Rodgers going on McAfee saying, I'm out of my my darkness retreat, and I want to come back and play for the Packers. After he has said, I'm done. Like, what if he went on Pat's show and said, I'm retired? Oh, okay. Then we're going to set up, you're in the Ring of Honor. We're going to give you a parade. We'll name a street after you, which is what they do for people of his ilk and his status. We'll do all that. Oh, great. And then he goes on Pat's show after Jordan Love has his introductory press conference, after waiting as long as Rodgers did, and he comes back on Pat's show and go, you know what? I want to go back to the Packers. That's what I want to do.
I kind of wish
That's
that,
what
I wish
Favre
that
did.
would have happened instead.
That's what Favre did. And then after all of that, he goes to the Jets and then winds up in Minnesota, which, by the way, let's just say the Vikings are done with Cousins after this year, which everybody assumes.
They trade for Rodgers?
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Honestly, like, that would be the same. I'm trying to equate what it was like with Favre, and it's not anywhere near the level of DEFCON right now with Rodgers. And this bar is going to go out and say, free drinks when the Jets lose. By the way, that's, and let me just tell you this, whoever the owner of that bar is, 54 years of experience, that's a loss leader for your budget. Because over the last 50 years, I wouldn't advise a bar pay tabs for when the Jets lose football games. Which is, in a way, maybe admitting Jets are going to do better than you think.
Ooh, that's what you think.
Well, that's what this guy thinks. He's willing to give away, or lady, I shouldn't assume it's a man, giving away drinks. Hey, I pay your tab if the Jets lose. In past years, we didn't see that when Zach Wilson was quarterbacking. The Ray Lucas era, no bars were doing that.
Yeah, where was our
when
free
Rich
drinks at?
Kotite was coaching it up. No bars were like free drinks when the Jets lose.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So now, sure, let's do it, because we assume we're not going to pay that much because Rodgers is that great. So maybe I shouldn't say it's pathetic and just instead say thank you.
Genius.
It's a smart business move. He knows he's not going to lose much because the
here
Jets
with
are
this.
probably going to be
Yeah.
better.
What nonsense.
And he's going to get the word out.
Get out of here.
I love Rich. It's like,
Seriously.
Like,
We're not
I
allowed.
can't wait
We're
for
not
the season
allowed.
to start.
We're not allowed.
I'm so
We
excited.
Jets fans are not allowed.
hate
No,
waking up at 3 a.m.
you get all the quarterback play, a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback play for 3 decades in a row. Oh, okay. And then one guy decides we're done here, and the Packers feel the same exact way. Wasn't that one of my rumors at the Combine that I overheard? Is the Packers sure hope Rodgers wants out?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay,
pay him
but
like $1 billion.
let's come up with this construct. Let's all get together, hate on Rodgers, and root against the Jets. Get out of here. Like Rodgers didn't do anything positive for 20 years. Get out of here.
He had one good season.
Okay. Hey, listen, that's the way things are measured, right? Rings, parades. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.